So how do you view then the path forward, right? Obviously, we talked about interchain security, and where do you see currently the kind of like where the Cosmos Hub as a chain stands in competition to the Polkadots, the Cardanos, the Solanas, right? Do you think that eventually it will catch up? Eventually, we'll get to the right track and have all these features, and it's all in the works. I mean, it's already like public interchain security is coming. All these things that we just talked. Do you think that now? I think this has also been your mission, right? So getting back to what we talked about earlier, that you have been the entire year 2021, and people perceived it as, oh my God, Sunny is really salty or whatever, and doesn't like the Atom anymore. But has that been your goal to like get to this point where we're even doing the stream now, and you basically state your position here that now we're on the right track? Do you feel we are at this point, or do you think there's still a lot of things that need to be like fundamentally changed, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we're getting to the right point. So I think one of the big, discussions that came out of Lisbon as well was that, like, we sat down with a lot of the people from Tendermint, and like, I think they finally have admitted that, like, okay, maybe gravity DEX on the hub was the wrong approach. And so I think, they are pretty on board with the idea of trying to move gravity DEX off of the hub onto its own chain. I think that is like one of the first steps in order to like, fix the Cosmos Hub's like positioning. And then the second part is like, also get, like you said, okay, yeah, we know that interchain security is coming, but I feel that's only within Cosmos. I can go to other people right now in, I spent a lot of time. I was in Lisbon for 3 weeks because I was there all the way from the Ethereum conference all the way till the end of the Solana conference. And so it's like, if you go to talk to people outside the Cosmos ecosystem, none of them know about interchain security yet, right? And because I think part of the problem right now is that Tendermint, the company, is the one that controls the Cosmos narrative outside of just they control the social media accounts. They're sort of still seen as the external facing representatives of the community. And so I think because Tendermint for the last year has been so focused on pushing gravity DEX, there was not, I don't think people outside of our internal, like, everyone in Cosmos knows about this interchain security thing. I don't think people outside of it do. What people outside know of it is gravity DEX. Like, up to, I go at the Ethereum conference, at the Solana conference, the one thing that people know the Cosmos Hub is doing right now is gravity DEX. And they're like, hey, didn't that thing kind of flop? And so I think that's like what needs to be fixed, where it's like, hey, we got to, it's hard to go like fix a narrative, right? But, people have done it before, right? Like multiple ecosystems have fixed their narratives, but like I think the Cosmos Hub needs to go out and like, tell the world like, hey, here's like what we're working on now. And here's why interchain security is going to be this like big thing. Because I remember like, there was that whole like Cosmos Hub 2.0 white paper that came out earlier this year. And I think that kind of got turned into the Port City paper article and stuff. But like, I remember when I was talking to I was like, hey, let's make this like big Cosmos Hub 2.0 white paper that was going to be like, okay, we finished what was in the original white paper. Here's what we're going to be working on for the next 2 years. And I said like, hey, I think shared security needs to be like, this is like our moment to tell the world with a big bang that like, hey, we're working on shared security and this is going to be like amazing and it's going to like grow the Cosmos ecosystem and this is going to put the hub at the center of the ecosystem. But instead, the Port City article, as well as like the paper, came out with like, it had a list of all these things. And like, I feel shared security was like this, like, It was like the 4th bullet point on the paper. And it was like, seriously, guys, like this is not how you tell the world, like how you make a big bang with this thing. And I think that was the, like, that was,
Yeah. And I think that's maybe one of the big, also for me, like, this moment where I'm like, okay, maybe that's also something where I can help to contribute, and all the cosmonauts that are watching this to like, everyone can kind of like become active and also provide feedback without this, just like finger pointing, like, oh, you don't like Atom anymore. It's like, come on, that's like, it's not really productive. So I think one of the big learnings from this session today, and also from my learnings from Lisbon and meeting all of you guys, like literally Pang was there, you were there, the entire Osmosis team, the entire Kepler team, Josh was there, Billy was there, the whole ICF, like everyone was there. So just to see like, hey, actually, you guys are all friends. I mean, you're all, you know each other for many, many years. Obviously, things get heated sometimes on Twitter. Also on Twitter, I think it's a very informal place. You don't have the face expression to it. You're always a happy guy. I met you so many times now. You're always smiling. You're always laughing. When you sit on a table, everybody like is very respectful to each other. I think the community sometimes has this this perception that just because you say something on Twitter and someone else responds, they hate each other, right? But I think that's not really the case.